Today on The Real Fan Review, we go over the movie news and rumors from the week. Welcome to The Real Fan Review. What's going on, podcasters and YouTubers? This is Hav, one of your hosts from The Real Fan Review. And today with me, we got the Magic Four here today. We got my brother B.
Hey, yo.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. We got my boy Sanj.
Good evening, everyone. As always, it's a pleasure to be with you.
And we got the man in the chair, Al.
How's it going, everybody?
Yes. So we're all back, man. It's great to see you. Ben, it's been a minute.
Oh, gosh. It's been longer than a minute.
B, man, last time we saw you, it was maybe about 2-3 episodes ago. So I just want to get your take on something that we all saw was Joker, man. What you thought?
I loved Joker. I had to reflect on it because I when we left the theater, I was like, I had to take in everything that I saw,
right?
And it not being a superhero based story, obviously there's a story on a villain, but it's not the take that you would think this movie's gonna go. Like, you're not seeing a supervillain being a supervillain. You're seeing a man become a supervillain, in whatever sense that makes, going through all these things that would break any person,
Right.
Every scene in this movie was something you'd watch, and it was painful to watch at some points, and some points you got irritated, some points you got a little annoyed, and you kind of go through the motions with him. And as it goes along through every scene and event that he has to go through, you start to understand why this guy broke, why this guy's gonna break. At some point in this movie, he's gonna break, and you know why.
Right.
And the interesting thing that I took away from this movie is you didn't really quite know how much of this was real and how much was
That's what we talked about. We didn't know. Yeah.
Just like one of the things I read was, like, if you watch the clock at a certain scene when he starts his meeting with the psychiatrist, it's 11:11. And then, I think there's a scene towards the end of the movie. It's back at 11:11 when he's meeting with the psychiatrist again at the end.
So it's up for interpretation.
It's interpretation, kind of like Inception did.
That's what I told these guys. I told them, what are the chances? He imagined all that stuff.
The entire stuff. So I think it's such a cool iteration that you could have any point in. Either you watch this movie happen, you understand why the Joker's who he is, or it's a movie about this guy named Arthur Fleck who imagined the entire movie. Imagine everything in his life going wrong, because remember they had the view of him in Arkham in the beginning of the movie, banging his head against the door. What's real, what's not, or was it all real and you watch the Joker become the Joker? So really awesome movie. I would definitely recommend seeing in the theaters ASAP if you haven't already. Loved it.
Yeah, man. I mean, this movie's out there killing it right now. I think it's still the number one movie out there.
The number one movie. So, was there anything unexpected for you in the movie that really blew your mind?
I think the part the most that kind of blew my mind was with Zazie Beetz is her name, right?
Yeah.
Just to, you saw the relationship was kind of weird, from the whole stalker thing.
Yeah.
And in the beginning I was just like, all right, and then to be like, oh, okay, you're into that, I don't know. And then all of a sudden
Al said he knew from once he saw her reaction to certain thing. Al was like, nah.
Yeah.
Once you got to the apartment, her apartment, and she was kind of like, what are you doing here, blah blah blah, and it's like, oh, what's going on? And then they went through the whole cycle of where she actually wasn't. And I was like, holy crap.
When he just shows up after killing the dude and she just gives him the draws. Nah, negatory. Negatory.
I was like, oh, okay.
That's definitely not real.
That didn't happen.
Oh my god.
So man. That took me by surprise. The whole, I liked when they tried to do that little setup with the whole, you're actually a Wayne thing.
Oh yeah.
And so I thought that was pretty cool.
I think I was the only one that was against that in this table, right?
I think you were.
I didn't want that. It's like, keep my Batman and Joker separate.
Yeah, I like my Batman. I like my Joker. And never the twain shall mix. So, what did you think of the portrayal of Thomas Wayne?
I think it was extremely accurate. I think, to be honest, we never really have seen Thomas Wayne. You know, I mean, if you want to talk about the real iteration of Thomas Wayne that you've seen, it's the version of him as Batman. You know, is the one you've seen the most. Other than that, any kind of screen grab is him getting shot. So at some point, you're like, you know, I would say.
Well, I'm talking about juxtaposed to how we've been, how other characters have talked about Thomas.
Yeah, because
Wayne.
we've always
like
heard
the
that
image of
Thomas Wayne
Thomas
is like
Wayne
a
that we've
savior
had.
As a
almost.
What did
saint,
you,
you know,
what
the
did you
savior of
think?
Gotham.
What did you think?
I mean, to be honest, I see Thomas Wayne has always been a rich guy in a failing city. You know, a politician. You know, I mean, iterations of Thomas Wayne. He did the hospital. You know, I think Batman Begins put a bit of a bias on him just because you got to have half of the movie having flashbacks of him, you know, so you kind of have an idea of who he is as being a great guy because of Batman Begins.
Right.
But other than that, like from other people's perspective, he's a great guy. So
I think that's why Sanjay's bringing it up, because for the most part, we've been told this story of Thomas Wayne. He's always this great
such
character.
a great guy, the savior of God.
Like he's been a hero.
But
Yeah.
if you think about it, all of those stories have always been from Batman's point of view.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's either
true.
it's
Now
either
you're
been
having a
Bruce
movie-
or Alfred telling us about, or Lucius telling us about
Yeah.
Thomas Wayne.
So now you actually have it from Joker's point of view, and now you have what his view of
Thomas Wayne.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I think in this movie kind of made it almost where, again, you can kind of choose, like, is he a douchebag or is he
Yeah.
a nice guy or this great guy that you know?
But you know,
Everybody made him out
it's
to be.
also the duality of people in general is, you know, in public a person could be an asshole, but to their family they could be the greatest person, you know, in the way they treat their family too.
Right.
You know, it's a duality of people. You never really see who you have until you get closer to them, I guess. You know, or understand who a person is.
Gotcha, man. That's good, man. Good
And
stuff.
before we move on,
Yeah.
just one last thing
Yeah.
on the Joker for you. How did you feel about the end there with a certain family walking out of a certain theater into a certain alley?
I didn't think they were gonna do it.
No,
Did it catch you off guard? Like what did?
You know, when he showed up and you saw the movie theater behind him, I was like, oh, we're gonna do this. I was like, we're gonna do this tonight. You know,
Like this is the night.
this is the night. I was
This
like,
is the no.
Joe Chill, like, you know, this is the night. So for them to do it, like, I didn't think it was necessary, but
Yeah, I
to
agree.
tie in that this was a Batman based movie, I see why they did it. You know, I think it's interesting that they kind of highlighted that the Joker was the reason why this all happened. So I think that was a really cool take
Right.
on something, you know. But not that I hated that they did it. I was like, oh, this was the night. Like, you know, you almost didn't want it to be, you know. So
Yeah,
I
man.
think it was a cool add-in to kind of remind you, like, this is Batman. Like, this
Yeah.
is what happens. You know,
I got
so.
you, man. That's awesome, man. It's great to hear your take on that, man. And you know, again, if everyone is out there listening, you haven't seen The Joker, you're bugging out. You need to go check it out. It's a great movie. What do you think? Hitting $1 billion, guys?
I think it'll.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
don't
gonna
see
be
it
crazy.
Yeah.
If that hits $1 billion, you know we're gonna get like another kind of villain backstory kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes, man.
Next up, the Riddler. Womp womp.
No one wants Enigma's story.
Or do they?
Oh,
whoa.
I don't know.
Well,
Couldn't
actually,
tell
I
you.
mean, that kind of brings us into like the next part of our segment here today. We just wanted to get Brandon's take on the Joker because we haven't heard his take yet. But at the same time, man, we'll get into the stories of this week in the news, the rumors and stuff. And the first thing out there is that Jonah Hill is out, and I think he was supposed to be playing the Riddler, if I'm correct.
He was either the Penguin or the Riddler.
Right. And now he's out because apparently they couldn't come up to a money situation there with Jonah Hill.
Didn't he want more money than the actual star of
yes.
the movie?
Which is ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna get more money than Batman, bro. Like
They're trying to avoid that right now.
you know, like
He was like, Superbad or Twilight? Which one did you like more?
But apparently we got
they're
Paul
like, hey,
Dano.
no, they're like, hey, Tubby, take what we, take what we give you.
Yeah, man. But Paul Dano is in there now. Now
And that was quick.
Yeah, real quick. As soon as
was
Jonah Hill
so
was out,
quick.
Paul Dano was in. So it's like they had him on hold right there. But Paul Dano is known for his portrayal in Prisoners as one of the kidnappers, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. It's been a while since I've heard his name.
I know he does a couple of TV shows and stuff like that, but I really don't know much about Paul Dano. But he's in as Riddler. They showed me a picture of what he would look like as the Riddler, and I thought, it was
so they've confirmed that he is in fact the
yeah.
Riddler.
Yeah, definitely did, man. So he's in there, and just wanted to get you guys' take, man, because this is something else I didn't know, and I don't think a lot of people knew. Apparently Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill were both in the Batman. They were both supposed to play either Riddler or the Penguin. So whoever took the Riddler, the other was going to take the Penguin. And apparently the contracts didn't work out for both of them.
I still would prefer Seth Rogen as the Riddler, and give me Jonah Hill as the Penguin.
Right?
Like, I just didn't see Jonah Hill as the Riddler. Like, no,
Yeah.
that's
to
not.
be
that's
honest
not
with
the
you
character
guys,
for him.
I personally wouldn't want either one of those two in the movies.
I can't see Seth Rogen.
Right? I can't, because I want to take.
Try to tell a joke. It's like riddle me this, Batman.
Right. and like it's Batman. I want to take it a little bit more seriously. I mean, I get it's a comic book movie and everything, but I want it to be something that I look at and I can take it seriously. If I see Seth Rogen as the Penguin or the Riddler, I'm like, okay, he's high. He's definitely high right
gonna
now.
make
That's
some
why.
kind of weird
That's why he
joke.
has so many umbrellas.
Yeah.
But I wonder if this was him trying to have to put his toe in being a serious actor.
He definitely has
Because-
tried. He's done some serious stuff.
Yeah, because to your point, we all know him as being comedy.
Right.
So that would lend to the Riddler, or
I hope we
whatever
haven't
role.
ruined our chances of getting Seth Rogen on the show.
No, Seth Rogen.
Because
I
that
love
guy's
you.
awesome.
No, he's
Yeah,
great.
he's great in comedies, but this is supposed to be more darker, serious. So
Right, more detective Batman. So I
Yeah.
almost can't personally see either one of those two in there. But again, we don't have to worry about that. But I mean, right now we have this
No,
guy
for,
Paul.
for Riddler, Paul Dano, definitely much
Yeah?
better choice for Riddler.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think
just
so.
on the look.
Yeah, the look exactly. That's
got
what I'm
the
saying.
look.
He's got
He
the
does
look
have
And
for it.
to be fair, that when you cast a role that is iconic, that people know and have seen, the look is part of it. So it's hard to say, well, you don't really have the look for this. You don't really
Yeah.
want to do that to a person all the time. But this is one of those roles where you kind of have to have a look.
Right, man. I mean, and look, we don't have to worry about it. But again, we all didn't want Heath Ledger as Joker. We all didn't want Al's favorite Batman. What was
Adam West? No.
No,
we wanted Adam
the
West.
89
Oh,
Batman.
Michael
No, no.
Keaton.
Michael Keaton, yeah.
He killed it though.
And
as
they
Batman.
actually did it. So I mean, I don't want to say that Jonah Hill or Seth Rogen wouldn't have done great. I just can't picture it. You know what I mean? But I don't know what you guys think, man. This Riddler, Catwoman's confirmed. We got
That's
Commissioner
Zoe Kravitz,
Gordon.
yeah.
We got Commissioner Gordon.
I like Jeffrey Wright for
Yeah, that's a
Gordon.
good
He
choice.
brings it, bro. Like he's
Yeah.
just like brings that
I'm
dramatic
so-
flair to it.
I always see Peoples when I see him. It's been 19. What is it? 19 years
Yeah,
since
so I
Jeff-
said that when
Yep.
we first
and
talked
the
about
scene
it.
on the toilet.
Yo puerco
Oh, is
sucio. Like when he's sitting down talking to Shaft, like the first time they meet him. I respect you. I like you. I'm like, come on! Is this how we're really gonna do this? But he killed it. No.
But look at the actors we got now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this movie's it just again with the name changes of who's in it: Paul Dano, Zoe Kravitz. You guys just said
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey
Wright.
Wright.
It just seems like it just comes off like this is gonna be a more serious movie now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's. I hope so. But again, we've seen it where they pull together a lot of great talent, and then the story is not. It doesn't
I
make use
hope,
of
man.
the talent that they have, and I'm hoping like with what they've done with the Joker, what Christopher Nolan did with Batman Begins, and the quality of the movies that they've been putting
And
out.
even the quality of Joker that just came
Right,
out.
exactly.
They tend to go to that direction. Hopefully.
So I'm hoping that they've finally, they've learned how to write the stories right and take advantage of the talent that they have and give us that product that we've been
Because
looking
this
for.
movie's looking a bit overstuffed right now, and so story-wise, like it's got to be on point with this many villains and characters in it.
Well, even like let's say Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, they went all out in getting talent. With Tom Hardy, with Anne Hathaway, with Marion Cotillard, bringing back everyone from the previous movies.
yeah.
Batman, The Dark Knight Rises
They had some actors in
was
there.
stocked
Hell yeah.
with talent.
Just throwing it out there. Watched it 2 days ago.
Joseph Gordon. I think you say that almost like I think you've said that every episode
For
for like
Dark
the
Knight.
past 5 episodes. Like, yeah, I saw it 2 days ago. Like, you've been on a Dark Knight kick,
I've
bro.
been on a Batman kick since Joker, man. I've been.
When they brought in Joseph Gordon-Levitt to play Robin, I was really hoping they were going to do a spinoff and do a Robin movie.
Or him continuation of Batman.
Yeah, just give me that Batman story. Because look,
Yeah.
this is one of the things where we say, oh, they can't change the story, right? But here's another iteration of the story where he's not Robin. His real name is Robin, right? But he takes up the mantle of Batman.
Yeah.
You know, and whatnot. That would have been great to see that continue. Maybe, you never know. Maybe they'll come back to that. And so maybe
If they
Christopher
do.
Nolan will come back to that.
Yeah, I would definitely.
'Cause remember-
see
If you're
it, man.
listening,
Yeah, please do. But it would be great to see him come back to that, you know, maybe like a 10 years later story. Because he was still a young guy at that, you know, the character was still a young guy at that time. So, you know, and then he had that trilogy had just finished. So it's like, let it marinate, let it sink in, let it become legend, and then come back to it. I could see them totally coming back to that later
That'd be
on.
so amazing.
I can see it just because, like, I love the fact that this was the only Batman story where Bruce Wayne stopped being Batman.
And like got out.
He
Without
got out of it.
Yeah, he got out, and like he's sitting there with Selena Kyle, and you got to think they're at least gonna go on a vacation together. You know what I mean? Like they may not ride off into the sunset and have kids and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But at least they're on vacation.
Yeah, because they met like 3 times.
Yeah. I mean, 3 dates. It's about time to
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
come
we
on.
get-
Like, yeah.
Make it
The clean
official.
slate.
Yeah.
The clean slate.
Is it real?
The ultimate tool for any thief.
Can we trust him? Oh man! But in the next segment here, we're gonna go over real quick is Star Wars. Man, I got the little alerts there. Al, I got the alert saying that Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker comes out tomorrow. The trailer, the last.
Oh my
trailer,
God!
final
If it
trailer.
came out to, I would.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here.
I'll be sitting at the theater right now.
Yeah, man. The final trailer for tomorrow night on I think during Monday Night Football. Al, what do you need to see in this trailer, man?
I almost don't want to see it.
Wow. Okay, way to
No,
kill
no,
it.
Yeah.
And moving on.
I don't want to see it because like I feel like I'm starting to see too much for only because The Last Jedi kind of I don't
Yeah.
want to say ruined it for me,
Uh huh.
but it's making too high of an expectation for me on this one in order to fix it.
See, you've been hurt.
So
You've
Yeah,
been hurt, and you don't want to love again.
yeah, basically.
That's what it's. That's
So-
what I'm hearing right
Because
now. I'm hearing a lot of
yeah,
pain.
because you got J.J. Abrams going on TV now, giving interviews saying, "Oh yeah, this is gonna seal up all 9."
Yeah.
Really, you're sealing up all 9 movies, and
That's what he's been saying.
in this one after
He's feeling
everything-
confident.
He's like, this is the conclusion. He's like, all resolved on this one. I was like, damn, JJ, like that's a bold statement.
He strut walking to the
Yeah.
interview, holding his own. What up?
There's like he got a hype man behind him saying resolution.
Yeah, man.
Listen, I don't trust a word that comes out of J.J. Abrams' mouth. Me and him still got beef from
I hear
from
ya.
2009.
Did you dirty, man?
He did me dirty. So, but me and him gonna settle that beef one day. We're
No
gonna have
worries,
we're gonna have a
man.
nice little conversation over a cup of
You
coffee.
don't Star Wars, Star Trek.
Yeah, well, me and him gonna have a little conversation. one
Brandon,
day.
man, how about yourself, man? I know you're a Star Wars fan as well. I know, you know, we're let down a little bit by Last Jedi.
little bit.
So what? I mean, what do you need to see, or are you expecting to see?
To be honest, I'm on the same page as Al. You know, I think we all took the same idea when Endgame started releasing trailers, and it was like, I don't want
I
to
wanna
see
see- yeah,
anything. I want to be surprised by everything.
Yeah.
So like, we all stopped watching trailers, and I know, you know, I mean, for some, this Star Wars is gonna be the end all be all because this is the end of all 9 movies according to J.J. Abrams.
Right.
So like, I kind of want to be surprised. You know, I saw the official trailer, you know, and I said, okay, well, a lot of things don't make a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah.
Considering where we left off in the last one, but I want to see where it goes. So I feel like if I start delving into the trailers, because you know, with the final trailer starts coming TV spots that show a little bit more, and then there's the second TV spot. You start to get the whole story, and I actually want to. I want to see if this movie changes my mind about what happened in the last one.
I got you, man. And Sanj, I mean, I know you're not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I know you good enough that you're gonna definitely see the movie.
So I'm gonna completely flip the script on you guys. I am way excited
Yeah.
about Star Wars from the last trailer that came out, the second trailer that came out when you showed like the Rey with the double lightsaber
Yeah.
and like how she flipped it down and everything. Like it was a double up and then she flipped it and then it became like
the staff,
the
yeah.
staff. I'm like, and some of the scenes, the some of the visuals in some of the scenes, it looks like things that we haven't seen in Star Wars ever.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it looks like they're maybe taking us to a place unknown, completely unknown, off the grid for Star Wars.
Yeah.
And from what I saw, I was completely excited about it, and I'm getting excited for Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. I
Oh,
don't
man.
necessarily, but I'm with Alan B that I don't know that I want to see another trailer for it.
I hear you.
You know?
I think I'm gonna be the opposite man on this one here, or the odd man out on this, because I do want to see a trailer because I wasn't that impressed with the last trailer, and at the same time, I am like Al, still hurt from the Last Jedi. So I want to see something that's gonna make me go, yeah, I'm buying my ticket right now. I want to see the Knights of Ren real quick, just a shot, or maybe like something. They're doing something that's badass. I want to see the Knights of Ren. I want to see, just. I don't want to see the Emperor, if the Emperor is in this movie, because I'm not exactly sold that the Emperor is in this movie. I think he has some sort of an effect in this movie, but I don't want to see him at all. If he's in the movie, surprise me in the movie. But I definitely need to see the Knights of Ren. I need to see Rey. I need to see Poe Dameron. I need to see, oh my God, what was the other guy's name? He's the other lead in the movie.
John Boyega.
Yeah, but what's the character's
Finn.
name?
Oh, Finn.
I need to see Finn in a space battle somehow, somewhere. So I just need to see those three characters plus
if
the
you
Knights of Ren.
See, this is the thing. I hope this is the reason why I don't want to see the trailer. Is that I have this feeling that Hayden Christensen, who played Anakin,
Yeah.
is going to be in one, and I don't want to see it.
I've heard that he might be a Force ghost.
Yeah, I was like, I
wow.
don't want to see him in a trailer. I was like, I want to be surprised in the movie if he's in there.
I hear you, man. All right, man,
don't
cool.
like
So
sand.
we'll definitely talk about the trailer next week. That's going to be a pretty good episode there for us to talk about. The next thing I saw this week that was on the news is a character named Shriek. That's in Venom 2. Apparently, this is some kind of big villain or character that's normally in Venom.
Yeah, she so Shriek is kind of classified as a Spider-Man villain. Shriek, she kind of looks like that one character that Zazie Beetz played in Deadpool.
Okay.
Where she has like a star on her eye, but she's a supervillain that just is in love with Cletus Cassidy. So
Carnage?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
she was in love with Cletus Cassidy, and her whole thing was to be with him. So all the comic arcs that she's in, she's accompanied by another villain called the Doppelganger. So who may show up in this movie, maybe in symbiote form. But her whole thing is always about being with Carnage.
Wow.
So interesting partnership. So you have another villain in the Carnage, with Carnage, possibly a third, which could be interesting.
All right. Well, I mean, Sanj, I know you're a big 007 fan. If you remember Skyfall, Naomi Harris, I think she played. Did she play Q in Skyfall? Naomi Harris, or
No,
did she play,
Q was played by
She was the new Q or something like
no,
that.
the new Q is a guy.
Is a guy?
Yeah, and he the same guy that was in Batman Begins as Scarecrow.
Oh, okay.
Ben Whishaw.
Is that his?
Ben Whishaw is the one who plays Q in Skyfall.
Okay, so then it's not Q. Then I thought it was Naomi. I know the face.
Then I may have the actor wrong because that's not the name of the actor.
But Naomi Harris,
She played Eve
she played Eve.
in
Damn, I
Skyfall.
don't remember it.
In Skyfall, Eve in Skyfall. So what character was Eve?
She probably was. Do you recall her now?
Oh, Eve was Moneypenny.
That's what I meant to say, Moneypenny, man.
Yes.
So she's gonna be, apparently she's in talks to be Shriek.
That'd be
Okay.
But what's funny is when I heard Shriek, I'm like, Zelda?
cool. Chic.
Oh, I messed that up with the aura.
Not the reference you want, okay, but all right.
But yeah, man, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, why is that in Venom? But I figured one of you guys would know more about the Venom person there.
Yeah, she's interesting. She doesn't make a lot of appearances. Just usually whenever like Carnage has a not like a big story, but like a smaller story.
Yeah,
she'll kind of come in.
that's cool,
As
man.
far as the actress, I haven't seen her in a lot of stuff. I saw her in the James Bond movie, but
Yeah,
again, she played a good role, but it wasn't very much of it.
She's
So
in that Black and Blue movie.
so I'll have to see.
Okay.
Oh, that's that movie you were telling me about.
yeah,
Okay,
the
all
one's
right.
coming out this month. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to see that too. But also in Spider-Man news, there, man, they were talking about this new contract deal with Disney, and they're saying that Spider-Man is without a doubt in the Venomverse. And so what I'm thinking here is most likely at the end of Venom 2, we're gonna get a little post credits and with a little Tom Holland action going on there.
I'm with it.
I mean, I was waiting for the last one where Tom Hardy would end up coming to New York. You know, like
Yeah.
just as a nod, like without seeing Spider-Man, like I think I should go to New York, kind of a thing.
Right.
So I hope this one ends with him. I mean, the last movie took place in San Francisco, right? So
Yeah.
I'm hoping this one comes over to New York.
Can you imagine, man? Venom 3 is Carnage, Spider-Man, and Venom.
Oh my god.
That's
That's the Spider-Man movie we've been asking for.
dude. And honestly, Woody Harrelson as Carnage,
Yeah, I'm with it.
I think.
Minus the really bad toupee, but yeah.
Damn, B.
I mean, it was bad. I know Venom was low budget, but like still, you couldn't get a better hairpiece. Look like Sideshow Bob, like.
Oh man. All right, man. And then in other news, there apparently from Matrix 4, they're gearing up.
They're going all in.
They're signing
All in.
actors and just getting ready. I almost feel like they got a story ready and ready to film.
Oh, you know they have a story.
So-
So it's the Wachowskis.
I think February of next year they want to start
Yep.
production.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, right now I heard that Neil Patrick Harris and PH,
The Doctor.
Yeah.
he's up in there, and I'm thinking, if you guys think I'm crazy, I think an agent. I think he's like the next Agent Smith or the next computer virus or something in the movie.
I mean, I can see it.
I can see him
He's
talking
got the
like a little.
personality.
Right? That's what I was thinking. And then, do you guys ever see Iron Fist on Netflix?
Yes.
All right. The character that Daredevil he meets up with at the karate school, she's playing in the Matrix. She's going to be one of the lead characters, Jessica Henwick.
Okay.
Oh, I love Jessica Henwick.
Yeah, man. So
She's
she's
awesome.
going to be a character in Matrix. And on last thing on the Matrix Part 4, we're going to get Jada Pinkett Smith back.
Nice.
Jada Pinkett
Naomi?
Smith has not aged a day in like 20 years. So
What was the wait? Al, what
Steve.
was the role she played in that?
Niobe.
Niobe.
She was on the other team with
She was
I forgot the
Ghost.
the Asian part. Ghost,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was Ghost and Niobe.
she was Fishburne's
Ex.
love interest. Yeah, ex
Yeah.
/ love interest and everything. Yeah.
Dude,
She was awesome.
I'm so interested to see where they're going with this, man.
Yeah.
a young Morpheus.
Young Morpheus.
I can't wait to see Lawrence Fishburne's Easter egg little visit because you know he's gonna be in this in some way, shape, or form.
Dude, he needs to be in the movie with the glasses that have no legs, and then he has to cross his arms behind his back.
You know, I mean, I would say the movie might start with him dying, so that might be our view of
Jesus
Thanks.
Lawrence
Oh,
Fishburne.
Jesus,
way to
B.
kill it.
I mean, like,
God damn.
like if you think about it, like there's no word on him being in here, so like I feel like it's gonna start with him.
Did you have a bat? Do you need a hug?
It's been a rough couple weeks, guys.
Why was this movie to start with Morpheus dying? Jesus.
Hey guys, you know that Star Wars trailer? Heard it sucks.
But the castings do make it call into question again. When is this movie supposed to be taking place? 'Cause
Right?
how are you having a young Morpheus, but
Niobe
Everyone
back.
else.
Niobe
No,
being
I'm
still
telling you,
played
Jada
by
Pinkett
Jada
Smith
Pinkett
can
Smith?
play someone who's 25 or someone who's 35 or 45.
You just gotta let her know.
Nah.
Just let her know.
Here it
You gotta
is.
let her know.
They get the Infinity Gauntlet,
Oh,
and they go back in time.
Or the Tesseract.
Mm.
See, I haven't brought up the Tesseract in a while.
Side bitch.
Side bitch of the MCU.
See, if you were a fan, you would get the side reference here. Oh man! And let's, you know what, man? Let's continue to butter that bread.
Bread that butter.
Throw a slice.
You know, we know the fans that do listen to us. They like to hear Marvel. They want to hear the Marvel stuff, man.
Marvel.
There you go.
Heard it.
That should get the.
And that goes our Marvel preferences there today.
Hail Disney.
No. Hail Disney. So apparently there's a guy out there that's on Twitter that apparently he's been putting out things that he hears, and there's no like real confirmation of who this guy is, but apparently he's got a lot of stuff right. Every time he says something's going to be in Endgame, it ends up in Endgame. Things that are going to happen in the future, it already happened, and he was right.
All right, so I'm going to reveal I'm the guy.
There you go. This whole time. You don't tell us shit.
He was like, well, you didn't name me the man in the chair. So.
Hate.
So apparently, man, he put down that Ant-Man 3 is going to release July 29th of 2022.
I did see that out there.
So I'm saying, man, I mean, I thought we weren't going to get one, but I'm kind of glad we are, man, just to finish off that story a little bit.
I feel like we needed one.
But what about their story needs finishing?
I want to see the dynamic of what happens with his daughter, who is now
5 years older.
5 years older. You know, does she become the superheroine that she became in the comic? You know, like, where do we go with this family dynamic? Because you see the dynamic in the movie, you know, when he sees his daughter for the first time and she's aged, you know, then you get Evangeline Lilly coming back during the battle. So you don't really see resolution with them. You know, it's just like she shows up, she's at the funeral, and that's it. It's not like, oh, we've seen each other again, what's happened? Like, you don't know what's happened with them and how they're feeling or anything like that. You know, they kind of just jumped into a battle.
Yeah.
So, like, I'd like to see some kind of resolution to their story.
Yeah.
You know?
I think also for me, man, they kind of teased us with that whole thing of the, not Evangeline Lilly, what was the first Wasp?
Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah, the Michelle Pfeiffer version of the Wasp. When she said that she was there and there's so much more going on, I want to see what's out there. You know,
especially when we saw that city, you know, as we were
exactly.
leaving, you know.
Well, the quantum realm could be another alternative to how they bring in the X-Men. So that might be why they greenlit Ant-Man 3.
Yeah, they said Phase 5 for
because
this,
she also referenced her abilities were through a mutation.
Yeah.
And that was the first time they used
Yeah,
that
didn't she say she involved?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the code word there.
Yeah. So that might be, and then if there was, they did show an image of a town or a village or whatever that like. So that would be
a village in the quantum realm.
Yeah,
if
it
you
was
saw
like a
one of
little bubble, right?
Yeah, and it looked like there were buildings and everything in there. So it'll be interesting if that's how they use the quantum realm and Ant-Man to bring about the X-Men for Phase 3, 4, whatever that'll turn out.
Like I said, they put that little thing out there. It's like I gotta scratch that itch, bro. Show me what that is.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, they say like there's always something in the quantum realm that leads into the next one. So I thought that city was the lead. You know what we can see next.
And then what do you think about this, Sanj? This is kind of official right now. Korg is in Thor 4.
I'm so with it. I love that guy. He brings so much levity and so much comedy. It's like just with like one-liners to any scene that he's in. You know, or when he's holding the thing like, oh, he died yesterday. Oh wait, he's alive. Okay, he's alive. I'm with it. I'm glad that they kept him in it.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they brought him back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to see, man. Thor 4. What is it? Love and Thunder?
Love and Thunder.
Oh man, looking forward to
I'm just
that.
looking forward to seeing Natalie Portman as Thor. I want to see how I want to see that outfit. You know,
that first time when she strikes the lightning and she turns into the new Thor.
Yeah.
If she looks like the comic book version,
yes,
of that,
that's why because
that's gonna be off the hook.
The artwork in the comic book was so incredible that.
Oh my god, I'm
and
waiting for it.
they've pretty much kept Thor's costume consistent with
really
with the comic book. You know, it was really good. So, you know,
except Bro Thor.
Damn.
Bro Thor. I don't remember seeing the comic book, but
there's a big talk right now whether or not that version of Thor is gonna be in Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta figure he like hit the gym
I feel like there's gonna
afterwards.
be
Like
some
he got
kind of like
he got his mojo back.
Sanj, you calling montage in the beginning?
That's
I'm
what I was
calling
gonna say, like,
montage.
an intro montage of
No,
him
and it has
doing
to be
a
like a Rocky, montage. You know, hearts on fire, like doing that whole scene.
Especially if you're watching, if you're listening.
I know, right? But dude, you know what they have to do if they do a montage? If you guys remember when Thor woke up in the ship with the Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
What's the main guy's name?
Oh, Star-Lord.
Star-Lord. He goes, "That's it. I'm getting a Bowflex." Dude, if they're working out and they have a Bowflex, forget it, man. I'm in. I'm
Even
so
if they
in.
just put it in the corner,
Right?
and it's in the background of a scene. And you
Yeah.
see-
They gotta do it, man, because they're so good with the callbacks. If
Yeah.
they have to do it, man. Oh my god.
I want that next. What I really want is that next Guardians of the Galaxy movie to see more of Thor and Star-Lord
But
going
what do you
at
guys-
each other.
What do you guys think of this though, man? Because from what I'm seeing on the timeline, it looks like Thor's coming out before Guardians of the Galaxy.
It looks so.
So like,
I think he's gonna end up getting kicked off the ship.
So that means the Guardians of the Galaxy may make an appearance in Thor: Love and Thunder,
They're gonna
which
have
would
to
be
explain
cool.
Or they have to,
something.
they may have to change up that time, the order of the movie releases,
right? Because
because you have to address him as Guardians of the Galaxy, as he joked, because they're and then have that play out.
I feel like that's gonna be the
then-
montage.
Yeah,
Is him like trying to call in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then like him getting kicked off the ship,
come on, you know who's in charge.
or like they left the planet without him or something like that. Like I can see that happening.
Because
course.
there is a next Guardians of the Galaxy plan. Did they give us the date yet?
Yeah, but it's after Love and Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that one, it's going to be interesting what they do with Gamora in that one, because she's back, but she doesn't know who she is
Exactly.
in relation to
Yeah, that's
Peter
like-
Quill.
I tell you, I like the way Endgame left off everything
Yeah.
because it tied up knots, but at the same time left some loose ends for us to, fill in later and everything. So hopefully we'll see some good stuff come in. And then the last bit of news, man, is going to be the DC section real quick. So in DC news, man, we got The Rock saying that Black Adam is finally going to shoot this summer.
Don't believe it. Don't believe it. He's been saying that
When we
every
purch-
summer. For the
Dude,
last 12
how long
years.
have we known that he's Black Adam?
I think I wasn't even a teenager. Like,
Oh.
I don't think
Wow.
Iron Man came out yet. Like,
There was no MCU.
Nah, man, I
he
think
was still on WrestleMania.
he was signed as the Black Adam like
We
5
were
years
still
ago.
smelling what he was cooking.
Smelling this. He was still having seizures, dropping elbows.
What was that he was in? It was seizures. It was
seizures.
that was seizures.
Yeah, man. So apparently he's finally admitting or committing at least to shooting over this summer for Black Adam finally. So we'll get him into the
Until I
DCEU.
see a costume, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Until listen, when we have tickets in hand going to see the movie, that's when we believe that the movie has been shot. Okay, like that's even then, we getting punked.
But for real, I think Green Lantern was shooting when he announced that he was the Black Adam. Like that's how long this was.
No, Brandon.
Like, I think the Green Lantern was shooting.
He signed to be the Black Adam when the DCEU was actually a thing.
Nah, man, I'm pretty sure it was before that.
Oh my
I'm pretty
God.
sure it was before.
All right,
Man
can
of
someone Google when
Someone's
did
gotta
he
look it up.
sign
I'm
as
pretty
Black
sure
Adam?
Green Lantern
That's
was
why we
still
got
a
the
thing.
man in the chair.
Because I could have sworn it was like when Superman and Superman versus Batman came out is when he kind of like said that he was gonna be the Black
I think
Adam.
it was years before that.
Oh
man,
man!
I was on WWE still.
And just a quick like, not a-
back in 2014.
damn,
Yeah.
5 years ago, 2015. Jesus.
when did Green Lantern come out?
And dude, and he hasn't even shown up like in a post credit or anything.
Nothing.
Nothing.
They just signed him, just like
Yo, he's the only one listed as a cast member for the movie.
It's insane.
It's you know
The
what it
last 5
is?
years.
It's gonna be on Broadway, and it's a one-man show.
5 years later, and he's still the only cast member.
Jesus, man, that's so crazy. And then the last bit of things on the DC end there. It's not really news or rumor. Of course, actor says actor wants to be in movie, so you know, actor wants work. But
wants work.
actually thinking about this actor here, Michael J. White. He played Spawn. He's also been in numerous movies. He wants his name thrown in there for Green Lantern for Jon Stewart. And you know, I know we've all said different things. I know Brandon, you said you wanted to see Common as it.
Yeah, Common's my boy.
Yeah, I know Tyrese Gibson has also thrown his name into the loop for it.
Boo.
he can throw his name into the garbage can for that one. I am on record. That dude is so gonna whoop my ass if he ever.
That's hilarious. He could throw his name in the garbage can.
Oh my god!
I'm just saying, like, out of those three guys there, man, I personally, I do see Common, but
Yeah.
you know what? He's awesome
Michael
too,
J.
man.
White,
Michael J. White is
karate
awesome.
kicks at you instead of using the ring. Like,
Yeah. Did
he
you
ain't
guys
using
ever
that
see?
ring.
Did you ever see the Mortal Kombat they did after, like they did on
Yeah, he
like an
was
online
Jax.
series? He did Jax, and he was awesome, man.
Yeah, he's awesome. I can see him do. I want to see how they use him because he's been used so much as a martial artist. You know, so like, is this Jon Stewart gonna be throwing kicks and punches? You know,
Right.
or is he gonna use the ring?
No, he's done some good roles like outside of that.
Yeah.
Like he was in. I mean, use this for take this as a grain of salt. But he was in a Tyler Perry movie where he played the husband of one of the main
Those movies are
characters.
actually really good though.
Yeah.
And he
Why did
really
I get
take the
married?
time.
Why did I get
Yeah,
married
yeah.
too?
You
Like,
really
those,
take the
those,
time.
he
They're
took-
good.
yeah,
he-
those movies were really
And he
deep.
did a good job, considering, like you said, he's mostly known as being a martial artist. He did a pretty good, decent job. So
Yeah.
it'd be,
I can see
it'd
him.
be
He's got a
to
good
see
face
if he can
for it,
expand
too.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like the down pilot. You know, Jon Stewart. No, he wasn't the pilot. He was Was he Marine or Navy? I forget. I thought
Yeah, this
I
is your
swore-
guy. Greenland is
Yeah.
you.
I forget Jon Stewart because I know Jon Stewart had a troubled past too, but I forget if he was military.
Yeah, but which one you say still Common's yours?
I mean, I think Common was signed up to do that Justice League movie that never happened.
Yeah, he definitely was. Yeah,
Um,
he was on that.
Well, I
one.
mean, I love Common for the role, just especially after seeing him in John Wick. You know, so I had hoped it was Common, but I'll take Michael J. White. Like,
yeah. Well,
it'd
if
be
you
cool.
don't remember, Common was in Suicide Squad as a villain.
It's true. It's true.
So.
Oh,
Yeah, man. So I mean, that's pretty much everything we have as far as rumors, news, and everything for this week. You know, again, next week we're going to be able to talk about the Star Wars trailer. I think there's a movie coming out this week that's pretty good. I think it's Terminator coming out this week or
Yeah.
something.
Yes, Terminator's coming out.
So I'm pretty sure I'm going to see Dark Fate because I am interested in seeing the new iteration by James Cameron.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be going back to the old Terminator 1 and 2.
Sarah Connor.
Get in the chopper. Oh man, I definitely need to get me a Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liner in this movie.
I think I was looking at a billboard for Terminator, the new Terminator movie coming
Yeah.
out, and you know what? I just have I said, I want to rewatch every Terminator movie now.
Say the word, bro. I got all of them.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna actually start watching them tonight. I'm gonna watch 1 and 2. I'm gonna watch 1 tonight and then 2 to try to get ready for it. Man, we should have did a prep. But I just feel like the Genesis killed it.
Genesis.
I'm not saying Genesis. It's not spelled that way.
I'm interested. The last preview for the movie that showed that the female lead is not a Terminator, but an advanced human.
An enhanced human.
An
like she
enhanced
said,
human.
right?
I'd like that twist on this storyline
Yeah.
because
That's
it
cool. I
shows
didn't
it'll
even
be
know that.
yeah because they show a scene where she gets all cut up and then she starts to heal, and I like that twist on the story because it's always just been the robot or the Terminator and they coming after them. And now you have one of them that can actually hopefully stand their ground against it. So it'll be interesting to see how did that come about and how they play on, okay, where do we stop being human? Like at one point, do they stop seeing her as human because they find out she's like them a little bit?
Right.
Like at what point do we stop being human if we have parts of robots in us?
Oh, deep.
So it'll be interesting if they
deep.
go down that line. I don't know, but
Question of humanity.
I feel like I think that's the whole reason why we haven't really seen John Connor in any of the trailers or any mention of him.
Well, he's supposed to be in the original John Connor from
Yeah.
Terminator 2. Is supposed to be in this movie.
That's
So-
why, like, I'm waiting for
Furlong?
that to be like some kind of.
Edward Furlong or whatever. His name.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm waiting for him to be that connection to why that is.
So real quick, then let me ask you guys: since we're gonna see this movie, Dark Fate, right? Should I only watch part 1 and part 2, or
Yes.
should I watch
Yes.
all 4?
No, part
'cause
1 and part 2.
This replaces everything after 2.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes it easy.
Well, you're gonna have to explain that to me a little bit because I'm not up on it.
So you have Terminator 1, and at the end of Terminator 1, she gets put into like an insane asylum. He goes into foster care, the son, John Connor. 2 is them breaking her out and dealing with the new Terminator. 3 was the
John
female
Connor.
John Connor later in life, right when
That was
Judgment Day
Rise of the
occurs.
Machines, right?
Rise of the
Yeah.
Machines. But it
Because
brings them
they
back
actually set
to
off because that's the one where they actually set off
Skynet.
Skynet.
Yeah.
Skynet. Yeah, when Judgment Day actually occurs.
Right.
So this replaces everything after that. So,
So
after
after-
2, before 3.
Why?
Because remember the
hold
mom
on,
dies.
But
The
So
mom
what-
is
and
I
dead
don't
that
quite
with the
happens-
third
understand. So
one.
this happens. So they come back to that point after 2. Is that why it
Some
replaces
point
it?
after 2.
You know what it is?
But
Science?
before
James
3.
Cameron
Correct.
didn't do 3, 4, and 5. So James Cameron's taking over for where he left off.
So
'Cause
he's
he
just,
says-
he's just retconning.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just,
That's what
oh,
apparently
wow.
he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was like, "Thanks, guys. I'll fix this."
He's like, I'll take
Yeah,
it from
Janice
here.
has kind of ruined it, which is crazy
That's
because
when he said, "I'm like, I will take
you
it."
and I saw. Me
I
and
thought
San
I
saw
thought it was a good movie.
It was okay. It was
so
cool.
did I. I liked that. I
Yeah.
liked the way they rebooted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Obviously, he didn't.
yeah.
He stood up in his seat like, "Nope, nope, nope."
No, because I like how they answered the question. Okay, fine. He sent what's his name back in time, but what happened there? Like,
Right.
and I like the fact that it answered that he got turned.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing this new Terminator, man. From what I've seen in the commercials, the 2 separate Terminators, and then one is the exoskeleton, the other one's the skin, and then all of a sudden they can come together to form that one Terminator. I'm waiting. That's something different I've never seen
Yeah.
before, and I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing it. So,
Because when I saw that too, like now that you explained that, I'm like, but I always worry about the physics of it, right?
yeah.
When they split in 2 and they're like, but the mass should still be the same,
Yeah.
But now that you explain it as an exoskeleton and
Yeah.
a what do you call it? Is it the exoskeleton and the skin?
Mhm.
Then okay,
It's
that
gonna
makes
be
sense.
interesting to see all of that, man. But so next week, you know what? We'll try to talk about the Star Wars trailer and Terminator, and we'll get you guys all that information on how we feel about both of those things next week, man. So, guys, if you're listening to us, we really appreciate you guys listening and giving us your time. You guys could always find us at therealfanreview.com. And again, that's REEL, The Real Fan Review. Our website, again, is that. Our email is therealfanreview@gmail.com. We are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If you're looking for our Twitter, we're at real_fan. So, guys, just subscribe, follow us. And, of course, if you like what you hear, let someone know. And if you want us to discuss a topic, just email us and let us know. We'll gladly bring that topic up on the Real Fan Review here. So, guys, thank you for listening. I'm coming in from New York. We got my boy Brandon, Sanj.
Yo.
We got Al,
going on?
myself, Hav, and we thank you. Have a good night.